Wonderful. So, talking about creating an account and claiming your programs, I'm actually going to start with how to claim your programs. Now, back up one step there because I say claim, and that's a very like jargon find help term. What that means is that you are creating an account and saying, "Hey, this program, this organization on the network, this is ours." You create the account, we verify that you work there. You then get access to sort of take ownership of that information of what's out there and how people need to connect with you. So the first step of that is to actually go through the process of claiming. So you'll see I am on the BOCO site, boco.findhelp.com. You can play along at home if you want to. And if you scroll to the bottom of any page while you're on this site, there will be a button here that says claim programs. And what I can do is I can actually just type in, and you can do this before you've created your account because we'll be doing that as a part of this. But if you want to look up your organization, we'll just say health department, for example. If I want to look up my organization, I can type that in, and then it's going to find some things that it's like, oh, hey, is this what you meant? And so as I scroll through here, I can see, okay, there's some Boulder County stuff here, workforce, public health. I think this is, I typed in health department. I think I meant public health. This is the program I was thinking of. If I'm looking through here and I see the program that I work for, this organization that I work for, and I want to claim, I can go ahead and click claim. Now, making sure, as I'm doing a demo, I've not logged in here. I do not have an account yet. If I click claim next to the organization or the program title that I want to take ownership of, I'll get moved to this next page where it'll say, okay, it looks like you work for Boulder County Public Health. Which programs do you want to claim? What we recommend as a best practice is that if you or your organization are going in here for the first time and you're finding your programs here, really recommend that whoever's going in first, go ahead and claim everything. So that way you get full ownership of these programs. And there's some tools that we shared about in our larger meeting and that we'll talk about more as we get further down the road with some of these office hours and the tips and tricks. There are ways to add other members of your organization to these program cards so that you can assign people to work certain things, understanding that not everyone at the organization works on every single program you guys might offer. So I'm going to say that I work here. And this is where it'll prompt you to create your account. So super simple. First, last name, email, password. Just agree to the terms and policies to use the site. And unfortunately, you do have to be a human to use this. So apologies to any robots out there. So once you do that, you'll just complete your claim. I don't work at the Boulder County Public Health, so I won't go to this last portion. But as you're doing this claiming section and you're creating this account, the last step, you'll see here, there's a third step. This last step is just verifying that you work there. Best practices here, make sure when you're creating this account, if you have a work email, so if you have an address that the domain matches, for example, the website for the organization you work at, make sure you use that. That's one of the automated tools that we use to make sure, hey, does this person really work there? If, for example, you're using a Gmail as a work email and you put that in there, we will email you and just verify, hey, you're a real person. Make sure you do work there. So it's a bit more of a sort of manual. It might take a little bit longer to kind of get verified, But if you are going through here, and you have a work email address, usually that verification is pretty quick to get accepted in. So any questions around how you can go in and do that to gain ownership and claim your programs?
You may be going to do this as well, but can you also show the add a program?
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually going to ask if we wanted to see the sort of logged in view or suggest a program. So let's do suggest a program. So I'm going to go back to claim programs real quickly, and I'll go again to the Boulder County Public Health. And so let's say, for example, I was going through here and the program that I was looking for or the organization I was looking for is not here, right? Oh no, there's a lot of options, can't find it. I can actually, there's a button here that says suggest a new program. I can click that. Or if I scroll to the very bottom of the page, and you can do this on any page on boco.findhelp.com, you'll see this in the footer. Either way, it takes you to the page where you can suggest a program. And this is where, if we need to add something, and let's just do, why I put, not Connecticut. I'll put something in here. This is, again, another check. If I'm putting in an organization name or a program name and give a little bit of information, it's going to try to find what I'm looking for to make sure that if I'm looking for a program, just double checking that it's not already in the system. So you'll see here, I did a very vague search, Salvation Army in Colorado. There's a lot going on. So if I scroll through here and none of this is what I was looking for, I can scroll down here and you'll see there's a lot more options. This is where you all can actually provide the information to us so that we can create the program for you. So it's really simple, just phone and website if they have one, give us an address, give us a little bit of a description, your email address. And if it's a program for your organization, say you want to make sure the right programs get listed, there's a button here that says, I work at this program. That's just letting our team know, one, that, hey, you are the go-to person to know if they have more questions, what to ask, but also allows them to say, once they've added it, hey, here's this program, you can go ahead and start the claim process, kind of kickstarts that as well. So make sure if you're suggesting it for your own organization that you mark this, I work at this program. So it's super simple. A couple of just pieces, tidbits, tips and tricks. If this is the first time you've interacted with Findhelp in any capacity, highly recommend if you submit a program like this or if you go to claim, really recommend if you're not hearing back in a day or two, please check your spam filters. Especially recently, it seems like we've been seeing a lot of folks, I guess this is a good mark towards filters, but we're seeing a lot of folks who are having that first email go to their spam filter. So if you have a whitelist or an allow list for your email, you can always allow findhelp.com. And usually after you sort of respond to one, the rest of our different like notification emails and that sort of thing, we usually don't have a problem after you claim. But just as you're interacting for the first time, just a heads up that depending on what email you use, that might be why you're not seeing some of the emails. So make sure you check those. Anything else? I think that kind of hits the very basics as far as making sure your and this is the first step. That's why we wanted to make sure we called that out here, is just we want to make sure that the programs that you all need are listed and then that you all can get in and claim them, because then that's where all of the other tools that we talk about are made available. So yeah. Anything else, Liz?
Yeah, if you can go through signing up for an account now, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah. So when you claim your account, when you claim your program, that actually creates an account for you. You'll set up your email and password. If for some reason, if you need to create an account, and this is something anyone can do for free, anybody who is either working at a program or even just community members can create an account. Um, you can use that sign up button here, and it's in the top right of every page. And it's all of the same information that you would see if you were claiming your claiming a program, but it's just a first and last name, an email. You can set up a username if you'd like, but then also just building a password. So, and it tells you what it needs here. Also, you can choose by default if you're searching for yourself or if you're looking to help other people. So folks on this call who are doing this work will probably want to say, I'm searching to help other people. But if you're helping the folks you're helping, feel free, recommend they can make their own profiles, which helps them stay on top of referrals they're a part of, um, allows them to see their own history and kind of manage some of that. They can also create that account and say that they're searching for themselves. So if they can send out referrals for themselves, they can also keep on top of that and see their history and the statuses. So that's how you would create an account. It looks a lot, if you're doing this for a program and where you're getting started, you'll do that as a part of the claim process. So you don't have to feel like you'd have to do it twice. But if you just want to create one and then go in and claim, you can also do that. Just put in the same information and it'll pull your account. So it's the same piece there.
Awesome. Thanks, Roger.
Yeah.
Any questions for Roger about either of these items, going in, searching, claiming, suggesting programs, or alternatively, just creating a free account?
Cool.
Not for now. Thank you so much, Roger.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'll go ahead and stop sharing.